Good morning. Hi. I just got up and I saw on my TikTok somebody commented something about wanting more YouTube videos. It was one person, all right? But that means people are watching. And so I didn't have the motivation beforehand, but now I kind of want to. So here's my intro. So in the past, I've been pretty interested in doing essentially social analysis on my peers, which sounds really creepy, and it kind of was, but to be fair, I was a socially anxious 7th grader who thought it was perfectly normal to call my best friend and sit there and talk about all our classmates and make charts about them that predicted who they would then in the future befriend or like romantically and who they would hate. Mind you, all of these charts turned out spot on. They were like directly accurate. So I don't know if that says anything, but here, hang out with me while I wait for my coffee to brew. So essentially what I'm going to be doing in this video, here's the actual intro, guys. It took us a minute, but we're here. I want to talk about, like, you ever heard the term incest friend groups? I want to talk about why there are like different genres of them and how they're kind of toxic in their own unique ways. Alright, first we have the one that I'm actually most experienced with, which is like it's giving 2020 Discord, it's giving, it's like the queer friend group of the school, like, and that's what they're known as. Sometimes this is also tied in as theater kids, sometimes not, sometimes art kids, but usually they are known as being alternative and gay. So essentially what I see happen with these friend groups is this usually occurs in a school where there aren't a lot of queer kids, and so dating options, super limited. Understood. Heard. I actually go to a school like that. The dating pool is non-existent. It's awful. However, this friend group, what they do is they decide to all date each other. Now, the thing about this, it usually happens in either I want to say probably late middle school to early high school. So these kids are not emotionally mature whatsoever, like at all. But they start dating one another. And usually what I see that happens is there's one person in the friend group who ends up dating multiple people within the friend group. And at least one of those breakups is going to be messy as hell. So that's what you see in a lot of times, like, that's kind of the main event of that dating around shitty friend group, the incest friend group, you know? And then from there, it kind of fragments. Usually it doesn't stay together. If it does, it's really tense, and then that results in more dating around. But when it fragments, it usually splits off pretty drastically into 2 or 3 subgroups. Usually it's 2, and it's like the people that we're dating, you know, and they're closer friends. But in some cases, it's the 2 people we're dating, and then this little segment of the friend group that's trying desperately to escape. So, like, good for them. Usually they get out pretty unscathed. No, definitely a little scathed, but they get out. The rest of the friend group, they're still interconnected, because even though these 2 people broke up, their friends still know each other and are still sort of friends, but not really. My direct example of that I'm drawing from is something that happened at my school to my best friend. We're just going to call her J. She was dating this other girl who we can call K. That's funny. That's their actual first initials, JK. Haha. But J was dating K, and K was like deeply ingrained in this really shitty incest friend group, right? And so the J and K breakup was actually the way my best friend J got out of this bad friend group. K actually ended up dating L. JKL. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that their initials were like that. That's so funny. Wholly alphabetical, but L was essentially the friend, the core of the friend group, the core of the issues in the friend group. And so that is type 1 of the incest friend groups. All right, next we've got the jock cheerleader friend group, or sometimes this is a jock friend group, which it's like, you know, boys basketball team, girls cheer team, girls basketball team, or like girls volleyball team. Usually, those are the three main groups that will get involved in this. Is girls cheer, girls basketball, and girls volleyball. Those are like the three main girl groups that I'll see connecting with these jock guy groups. Usually, if it's a guy group, at my school we don't have football, but in other schools I've seen it happen with football. A lot of the times I see it happen with basketball guys. Those are really the two main ones. Usually there's some sort of starting event that links these groups, i.e. football team captain, cheer captain start dating. Now these groups have to hang out together. Or, sometimes with like girls and boys basketball teams, it's a little bit more fluid that the friend group starts. So it depends. But then from there, it's a lot of very, very Regina George-ish, very classic movie, classic Disney Channel high school drama is what it feels like, because it's like, oh, there's the coffee. Then it feels like something you'd see on TV, you know what I mean? Like it's so stereotypical. The way I've seen it play out, it's so stereotypical. I would say it's a lot of mini breakups and mini get back togethers, or sometimes just mini breakups. Because it's two sports teams that are hanging out, and so it's usually a bigger group than like per se the queer incest friend group. And then there's a little bit of pass around on this one. I would say that if I'm going to give my opinion, that happens more on the guys' end, because most of the girls I know are a little bit more friends first. That said, I'm sure there's plenty of passing around that happens. Girls passing guys around. But usually I've seen it vice versa. Anyway, so that's kind of the jock incest friend group. That's how I see it as. Last but not least, we have the worst incest friend group out there. This one I personally think is just, it's friend group of doom and despair. Like, I've engaged with these people. I've actually kind of been within this circle. It is not fun. It is not fun to be around these people. It is probably the most toxic interactions you're gonna have, other than if you were in an actual 2020 Discord group chat, I think. So this one is like the party friend group. Now, the party friend group, in my opinion, those are some of my favorite people to hang out with if I'm standing outside of their circle. The second you start being within their circle, that is when things go to hell. Because there is so much dating around. So much of it. It is, it's to the point where it's like these people have created a dating circle for themselves and then exhausted all their options. That is what happens. And so a lot of times what you see is the girls are kind of popular kind of girls. No shade. The guys, again, usually on the popular side. Occasionally you'll get a couple people that are like verging on stoners in there, because they're the party friend group. They need suppliers. That's essentially why those people are there. You've got like friend group, and then people within the friend group who are double as suppliers. Because I would say that most of these friendships are genuine. I would also say there's a lot of underlying built-up animosity that goes on within these friend groups. All right, so my main observations of these friend groups is, one, almost all the people in the friend groups are attractive. The guys are hot, the girls are hot, like everybody's hot. As a bisexual, hanging out with these people, 10 out of 10. That's a joke. And two, they never stop hanging out. Within that, they never hang out with other people. They only hang out with their select group, which, mind you, is usually like a mass friend group. It is the friend group you see, the mixed guys, girls friend group that you see walking down the street and think, oh, I wish I had that. They're all so Like, it's such a big group. They're all hanging out. They're all laughing so loud. No. No, she hates her. No, he hates his best friend, actually. No, she hates her boyfriend. No, he's a misogynist, but nobody addresses it because he's a supplier. That is what these groups are like when you get into the inner circle. When I say they never hang out with anyone else and they never stop hanging out, I'm talking every weekend, almost every weekday. It's like sleepovers. It's always they're crashing at somebody's house. It's always they're doing something on the weekend. I would say usually it's small group functions, small group hangouts. On weekdays, when I say small groups, I'm talking like 2-person sleepover, maybe 3-person sleepover, right? Going for coffee, like small person hangouts. That's usually the genuine friendships within the group. Then the bigger things that happen, it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They're all hanging out for all those days. And then they're all in high school, right? So then they're at school together the whole time. The drama in those friend groups it's a lot of sleeping around related. It's a lot of who's dating who related. It's also very on the down low. So they pretend they don't really have drama. They pretend it's all lighthearted, good fun. It's really not, I think. I've seen it happen. My school has one of these groups. I've seen it happen where, like, girls are just, like, so clearly jealous of one another, or, like, it's actually worse with the guys. The jealousy aspect, I've noticed, at least in the group we have at our school, it's worse with the guys. They are so awful to each other. It's like they're always trying to one-up one another to get in one of the girls' pants. It's kind of awful. There is, again, there's a couple of them that I think are really great guys, real stand-up guys who don't do stuff like that I've seen. But it's like disproportionate to the amount of guys that I see behaving like that. So that is what I consider to be the incest friend group of doom and destruction. Let me know if you want direct stories from this, because I could tell you all the drama between, like, J, K, L. I could probably find MNOP as well. God, I didn't even notice that about their initials. I think that's so funny. The outro. Go edit this shit. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. That's my analysis of, like, the main types of incest friend groups that I've experienced. Let me know if I missed any, because that was just off the top of my head, and I just woke up. But, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I don't know if this is content you guys want to see, but I think social analysis is cool. So, I don't know if this even counts as social analysis, but yeah, enjoy.